Hello everyone, welcome to the ESI and ARD current affairs for your upcoming NABARD grade examination, and today we are going to cover the part 3 of November, right? So let's start with the first question. So first question is in front of you. We know recently under Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana we have some updates, right? So yes, identify which farmers' loss will not be covered under the scheme. So first option is Rajesh. Standing crop gets washed away due to sudden localized flooding, resulting in the paddy inundation. Mira's cotton spread crop is destroyed by landslide-induced mud flow 8 days after harvesting. Bikram's maize crop is damaged extensively after being trampled by the wild animals. Then Shaila's crop is burned in the field fire caused by intentional malicious damage. And the Imran's crop is infected by the pest outbreak that has spread across multiple farms in India, multiple farms in the villages. Okay, so yes, we know that the malicious damage, the intentional malicious damage is not covered under the Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana, right? So yes, as I said, Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare has approved two new risk coverages under Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana, right? So the first one is the wild animal attack, and the second is the paddy inundation, right? So yes, first the wild animal attack is notified as a fifth add-on cover under the localized risk, okay? And the states will declare the responsible wild animal species that according to particular area, and they will identify the vulnerable districts and insurance unit using historical damage data. So state is going to do this under the particular scheme, okay, remember. And the farmer, this is very important, farmer must report the loss caused by an animal attack within a 72 hours. This is really important, please note it down, that the farmer should report in 72 hours to receive the claim, right? He can do it via crop insurance app with the geo tagged photographs are necessary, okay? And the second peril, that is the paddy inundation, is reintroduced. So it was there, but it was discontinued for some reasons. But again, it is reintroduced as a localized climatic cover. Okay, as I said, it was earlier removed in 2018 due to some reasons, but again it is right now there in the Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana. So along with these two, please go and revise the old perils that are covered under the Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana. This is really important for us. Okay, so yes, next question is in front of you. The award period for which the recommendations of the 16th Finance Commission will remain operational spans which of the following durations. Okay, so what will be the duration or implementation duration of the recommendations of the 16th Finance Commission? So yes, we know that answer is the C, right? So 1st April 2016 to 31st March 2031. So you can even see mostly the newly released schemes have duration of until 2031, because the 16th Financial Commission will be implemented or will be active for that particular period. Okay, so yes, this is again really important. 16th Finance Commission submitted its report to the President of India in November, and the recommendations will apply, as I say, 1st April 2026 to 31st March 2031. Okay, so yes, 20 financial year 27 to financial year 31. Okay, so yes, this is really again important. What is Finance Commission? It is a constitutional body under the Article 280. This article is important, please note it down. And what are they going to recommend? They are going to recommend the distribution of net tax proceeds between the center and the state. Okay, that is a vertical devolution. Then a location among the state, that is a horizontal, which state Maharashtra is going to receive how much, Uttar Pradesh is going to receive how much, so that is the horizontal devolution. Okay, and then provisions related to disaster management funding and any additional matters referred by the president. Okay, and they submitted report to president. Okay, this is again important. Okay, so yes, what was the composition of the 16th Finance Commission? Who was the chairman? So Dr. Arvind Pangaria ji was the chairman of this particular Finance Commission, and the members were the Anu Matthew, Manoj Panda, Shri T.B. Shankar, Dr. Soumya Kanti Ghosh, and the secretary Shri Ritvik Pandya. Okay, this was the composition of the 16th Finance Commission. Please note it down. Okay. Yes. So yes, next question is in front of you. The award period for which the recommendations of the 16th Finance Commission will remain operational spans which of the following durations? Okay, so we know that the answer is C, that is 1st April 2026 to 31st March 2030. Okay, so yes, and you can notice that mostly the newly released schemes have duration until the 2031, because the 16th Financial Commission duration is until the 2031. Okay, so financial year 27 to financial year 31. Okay, please note it down. So they recently submitted the report to the president. This is again important in the November. So that's why it is in news and it is again important for us. Okay. So what is Finance Commission? Finance Commission is a constitutional body under Article 280. Okay. Article is really important. Please remember, Finance Commission is constituted under Article 280. Okay. And they are mandated to recommend the distribution of net tax process between the center and state, that is the vertical devolution from center to the state. Again, horizontal devolution, that is allocating among the states, that is Uttar Pradesh is going to receive how much, Maharashtra is going to receive how much. Okay, so that is what is the horizontal devolution. And again, they are going to make provisions related to disaster management funding and any additional matters referred by the president. Okay, and what was the composition of this particular 16th Finance Commission? So yes, the chairman was the Dr. Arvind Pangaria ji. The members were Annie Matthew, Manoj Panda, T.B. Shankar, and T. Ravi Shankar, and the Soumya Kanti Ghosh. Okay, and the secretary Shri Ritvik Pandya. Okay, so please remember the composition also. It is again important. Okay, so yes, let's move to the next question. Under the revamped PLFS from January 2025, annual estimates of labor force participation rate, worker population ratio, and unemployment rate are provided under which status category? Okay, so remember, this is again important. Last year in the mains, there was one question on the same line in your mains. Okay, so this is important. The answer is C, usual status, and the CWC. Okay, current weekly status. So yes, recently the periodic labor force survey conduct. Okay, they modified the data or the methodology that is used for the collection of the data. Okay, so yes, the labor force survey PLFS is conducted by NESO, that is under MOSPI, is a primary source of data on activity of participation and employment unemployment condition of the population. So yes, PLFS give us the information on what is the participation, worker participation, activity, what is the employment rate, what is the unemployment rate, or what is the condition, current condition of these parameters in our population. Okay, so this periodic labor force survey methodology has been modified from January 2025 to provide monthly and quarterly estimates of labor force indicators. Okay, so you must have seen every month they are releasing data. In for October also the recent data is released, and they are giving the quarterly data also. Okay, so yes, from January these in this way they are going to release the data, both monthly and the quarterly. Okay, for both rural and the urban India. Okay, under the CWS, that is the current weekly status framework for the country. Okay, so this designed PLFS aims to achieve what? So its objectives are to generate key employment and unemployment indicators like labor force participation rate, then worker population ratio, and unemployment rate. Okay, and every month for both rural and urban areas at all India level under, as I said, current weekly status, that is the 7 days before the releasing of the data. Okay, and to extend the quarterly PLFS results to rural area, and earlier we used to conduct this quarterly PLFS for just urban, but now it will be done for the rural areas also. Okay, thereby producing quarterly estimates of labor market for both rural and urban under the CWS framework. Okay, so just remember now both rural and urban will be considered. And then to provide annual estimates of the key employment and unemployment status, both usual, that is this PSSS, and the current weekly status for rural as well as urban. Okay, so yes, there will be monthly data, there will be quarterly data, and there will be one yearly accumulation, annual estimate of all these indicators. Okay, so what is this usual and the current weekly status? These are the reference periods. Okay, these are the frameworks for determining the activity of status of persons surveyed based on the, as I said, it is a reference period of last. For this usual status it is a 365 days, and for current weekly it is a 7 days preceding the date of survey. Okay, please remember, for now just remember, when we are doing the annual estimates, there will be, we are doing that under two categories. First is the usual status, that is the reference period will be 365 days, and CWS, that is a 7 days. Okay, that's it. Next, a question is in front of this, is again really important. Under the Personal Data Protection Act, DPDP, appeals against the decisions of the Data Protection Board are filed before which authority? So it is the Telecom Dispute Settlement and Appellate Tribunal. Okay, so yes, again Government of India notified the Digital Personal Data Protection Rules 2025. Okay, so the act was released in the year 2023, and for the implementation of the particular act we made several rules, right? And these particular rules are notified recently, and this marks the full operationalization of the DPDP Act 2023. Okay, so yes, please remember now the rules are notified in the November. Okay, so under this particular act there are some terminologies, let's see those. So first is the data fiduciaries. So data fiduciaries are the entities that decides why and how personal data is processed. Okay, either alone or with the others. Then data principal is the person, is the that particular individual to whom the personal data relates. Okay, for example, it is related to me, then it is the, I am the data principal, right? And in case of child, this includes the parent and lawful guardian. Of course, that child, for the particular child the data principal will be the particular parent. Okay, and for the disabled person who cannot act independently, again for them it will be the lawful guardian. Okay, so yes, data principal is the individual to whom the personal data relates. Okay, then the data processors, these are any entity that processes the personal data on the behalf of data fiduciaries. Okay, then the consent manager, it is an entity that provides a single transparent interoperable platform through which data principal may give, manage, review and withdraw consent. Okay, so it will be the platform from through which I as a data principal can give us consent, or can again withdraw the consent for the my data processing, right? And the appellate tribunal, that was the question for us, that the Telecom Dispute Settlement and Appellate Tribunal, that is DTSAT, TDSAT, which hears appeals against the decisions of the Data Protection Board. Okay, so yes, the data protection boards are the central feature of this particular act, and these boards function as an independent body that oversees the compliance, inquires into the breaches, and ensures that corrective measures are taken. So this is the first contact for us, okay, for making complaints, and they play a key role in enforcing the rights, okay, guaranteed by this particular act. And if you want to appeal to the decision of the data protection board, then you can go to this TD SAT. Okay, so yes, and yes, penalties under the DPDP, the highest penalty up to 250 crore applies to failure of the data fiduciaries to maintain reasonable security safeguards. Again, 200 crore will be there for not notifying the board or affected individual of a personal data breach, as well as violation of obligations related to children can attract around penalties up to 100 crores, and any other violations will attract about a 50 crore. Okay, so maximum, remember, it is a 250 crores. Okay, so yes, that's it about the DPDP. Okay. Next question is in front of you. Which digital platform launched by Department of Consumer Affairs on 1st January 2025 has emerged as a unified AI-enabled grievance redressal system integrating OCMS, E-Dakhil, NC, DRC, CMS, and other platforms, and has registered over 2.75 lakh users, including NRIs. Okay, so yes, why we are asking questions from the portal which was released in the January 2025, because it was in news. Okay, so yes, answer is the E-Jagriti platform. Okay, so this particular E-Jagriti platform was in news and in the PIB. It was mentioned in the PIB in November recently. So that's why we have to just remember the name of this particular platform. Okay, because NABARD loves to ask about the portals and new platforms that are released by different ministries. Okay, so yes, remember E-Jagriti platform is launched with the Department of Consumer Affairs and has emerged as a transformative digital grievance redressal system. So what are the benefits of these E-Jagriti, or what it actually does? So it is, as I said, it is for the grievance redressal under the different what you say consumer related grievances. Okay, so it given the accessibility to the NRIs also. So global accessibility, that is NRIs and the citizens can file and manage cases from any location with secure and end-to-end inscription and role-based permissions, right? So yes, it provides inscription and security, then efficiency and speed, automated workflows, real-time updates by SMS and emails. Virtual hearings have contributed to, because of all these convenience, because of these online procedures, the disposal rate is exceeding 100% in the 10 states. Okay, that is really good news. And the inclusivity feature, it has a multilingual interface and the accessibility tools, which makes it user friendly for the diverse demographics, right? And the secure transactions integrating Bharat Kosh, pay government gateways to ensure the hustle pay payments. Okay, so it is for the consumers to file the different complaints regarding different consumer related issues, right? So yes. Next question is again really important. Under public procurement norms, what percentage of government procurement is supported to be reserved for women owned businesses through Womaniya initiative? So recently, UN Women and GEM launched this particular initiative under the Womaniya initiative, and they are supporting particular percentage of procurement for women. Okay, so last year in prelims they asked question 25 percentage the total mandated procurement by this government and the PSUs from the MSMEs, right? So, and under MSM, under the 25, there are two subcategories. 3% should be from the women and 4% should be from the SC/ST MSMEs. Okay, so total 25 from all MSMEs and 3% from women MSMEs and the 4% from the SC/ST MSMEs. Okay, this is again really important. So yes, GEM and UN Women, under Womaniya initiative, they signed particular MOU. Okay, so what is the objective of this particular MOU? So they signed this MOU to enhance women entrepreneurs' participation in public procurement. Of course, if GEM is involved, it should be about the public procurement, right? So yes, it is about the public procurement part by the women entrepreneurs, okay, their participation, and to advance the SDG 5, that is about the gender equality, right? So yes, as I said, it is in this particular Womaniya initiative. So what is it? It is the initiative which was launched in the year 2019 to support the women-led MSEs and SHG, then artisans and marginalized women to sell directly to the government. Okay, so micro, small enterprises, SHGs, then artisans, and yes, this particular procurement is again for the MSEs. Okay, micro and small, not for the medium. Okay, it is again for just small, micro and small. Okay, just remember. And it addresses three major challenges, that is the access to market, access to finance, and access to value addition. Okay, and it supports the reserving of the 3% government procurement for women owned businesses, that is the micro and small. Okay, And yes, the it is going to impact, of course it is going to benefit MSMEs. And yes, MSME accounts, out of total MSMEs, women on MSME account 20% of all MSMEs, and they contribute around 18.7% to the employment. This is again the important facts that you can use in your mails, right? So yes. Next question is in front of you. As per the final estimates of the crop production for 2024-25, which of the following sequence correctly presents the ascending order of the production? Okay, so tell me the right answer for this. So yes, the right answer is the B. Okay. So last year they asked about the horticulture estimate, right? If you remember rightly. So yes, let's be prepared and do the same for the food grain crops, right? So yes, the of course the total highest production was of rice. Then second was of wheat. Then coarse cereals or cereals. Then maize, and the top total pulses. Okay, just remember all five, and again do the revision of the data for these all. Okay, and the total production also, these are really important. Revise them thoroughly. Okay, thank you so much for watching. See you in the next session.